Well, the so-called swooning and squealing actually took place while I was still with Tommy Dorsey. It happened in the New York areas mostly, pinpointing one, for instance, the Paramount Theater, or theaters in Newark and Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. And then, obviously, when I left the band and tried it on my own, well, then they really began to take the place apart. But then I worked on it for a while and listened to it and watched the reaction of the kids. They were really marvelous, I must say. They got a lot of bum raps because people wrote about the fact that they tore clothes and they did that. They really didn't do that. They just wanted to get near you and wanted to say hello and shake your hand and look for a handkerchief as a souvenir or a bow tie, which was easily done because I had 86,000 bow ties, I think, to use a joke. And that was it. They had a marvelous affection for me, and I, in turn, had a great affection for them. I loved their enthusiasm for me and their sweetness, and it's something I'll never forget as long as I live.
When asked to comment on the theory that the swooning was a sociological or psychological manifestation of that particular era, the early war years, Frank parried the question in characteristic fashion.
It might have been, but, if you go back and you think about some of the writings in the magazines and newspapers, many psychiatrists were trying to analyze the kids and find out what about my voice made them squeal, and the so-called fainters. And I think they fainted from lack of food because they'd never leave the theater. They'd sit there for 6 shows a day.